Hello,
For real?
everyone. Welcome to FMK Anime. I'm your host, Meep. I had four teeth ripped out of my head yesterday, so forgive me if I'm not as active as I normally am. I'm joined by my co-hosts, Gilly and Dalaron.
Hello.
Say,
What's up, guys? Dalaran Quest here. If you're watching this live, you already are where you need to be. If you're catching us on YouTube, feel free to catch us. We're going to be streaming Mondays or Tuesdays. You can check out the Discord in the doobly-doo or follow us on Twitter. Which, by the way, I now have a Twitter! I've caved after what seems like 10 years of not caving into Twitter. I've made myself a Twitter. I am I'm either going to be extremely active on it or not active at all. Regardless, check me out Twitter Dalaron Quest, exactly like the Twitch channel, and yeah, give me a little follow. I'll be happy to follow back. Say hi, Gilly.
Life is pain and suffering, and I'm here for dessert.
I'm inclined to agree with you today.
Yeah, it's been a rough week.
Do we want to make our announcement now or at the end of the stream?
We might as well bring it up now.
Okay. Uh, hmm.
Okay, I'll take over as soon as the sirens fucking pass.
Okay. It's my first time. I'm nervous.
Quit that.
The sirens are really coming, so this is gonna be a minute.
No, the sirens aren't coming, Dal. What do you mean?
They queued them up like 3 blocks away.
They've discovered your lolly stash.
Oh, fuck. They know what shows are coming next season.
We don't even know what shows are coming next season.
Yeah, because you didn't choose your lock yet.
It's true, I actually haven't. But that's not what we're trying to queue up to discuss. Uh, yeah, so on this show, we normally, we watch and then we choose to fuck, marry, or kill. That's what the FMK format is, right? While not exactly the most chivalrous and refined means to discuss anime or media or anything for that matter, it's been a fun time. And just for some silly, debaucherous shenanigans. On this show, we've gotten used to marrying things. Like Meep said, we're not used to ending things. And while we're not ending the show, unfortunately, one of the hosts has chosen to throw in a knife for themselves. So, uh, for the rest of this season, we will be continuing the way we have. We have about 2 or 3 episodes of this season left, with our marriages and awards coming up at the end. But alas, as the seasons change, so do lives. Gilly will be stepping away from our table, and we will be bringing in a new host starting with the spring 2021 season. I'd like just to take a moment, thank Gilly for his amazing contributions for the show. That's not flattery, seriously. That fucking alien pompadour Lelouch kiosk creature will, in my opinion, should live forever in anime history. And it's been a good time. Just hashtags poor Gilly
Yeah.
in chat.
Big thanks to him for joining this. He's been a real trooper through it.
I feel like I know the answer
I
to
would like to
this,
personally
but
thank you
oh,
for
from the top, I'm sorry I cut you off.
Oh, I said I'd like to thank you, Gilly, personally for joining us for this experience. We've loved having you around for it.
It was a good time. I will never forget Kuma 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 Bear, or the fucking King Raiders. Although that one I have a bit more
I
begrudging
wish I
feelings
could
toward.
forget more.
Don't worry, guys. You will still be able to hear whether or not Gilly marries Skate or Horimiya, which I'm sure. Well, we'll get into in a second. I don't think it got any easier for you, mate. But while I might have an idea of what the answer might be, do you have any final farewells in this announcement, or should we save that for the end of the series? Ah, silent and
Yeah, not
stoic.
particularly.
Okay. In that case, me, Gilly, are you ready to get the show on the road? This week we got 2 episodes of each anime because we had to miss last week. I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's start off with. Well, first of all, big thanks to Team 4 Star for allowing us to do the show. And the format is each week we watch a list of anime, we decide whether we're going to fuck or kill the episode, and at the end of the week we can choose to cut one anime, but we don't have to. If it gets 2 knives, it gets cut, but 3 knives take precedence over 2, and if there's a tie, we put the shows on a wheel. But let us get into Jujutsu Kaisen episode 22 and 23. Due to the stabbings of 4 men, the 3 students are sent to investigate a school, as well as a haunted bridge. They learn that people who went to do tests of courage ended up dying later, one of which was Fushigiro's sister, who only has a week before it comes for her. They find the curse inside its domain and proceed to battle. Then in episode 23, the students continue the curses. However, Nobara is. Sorry, let me do that from the top. The students continue the battle. The students continue the battle of the curses until Nobara and Itadori leave the barrier. Another special grade finger bearer is born, and using an incomplete domain expansion, Fushiguro exercises it but falls unconscious, all while Itadori and Nobara fight with a curse and a curse user. There was some real insanity in Fushigiro's face when he did it.
When he did his domain. Are we just jumping into the end of the episode? Are we not?
Well, I just wanted to bring that up because if I could have grabbed screenshots, that was one thing I wanted to. Because holy fuck, the shift in his expression.
Yeah, it's true.
A
I
lot of Mahito.
really? I mean, I guess there is that whole like cursed sorcerer, cursed users. Jujutsu sorcerers are cursed users too, so no one is really that good of a guy. Though Itadori and Gojo seem to be circumventing that belief. I mean, Gojo's just a shit, but he's a good boy in my book still. I can't wait till we find out his terrible dark secret. Why is he single,
Wipe out
guys?
the entire Uchiha clan.
Exactly. Why is he single, y'all? Why is this pretty boy that the Jujutsu Stroll showed knows exactly what he's working with is single? It's because his domain powers and his sorcerer powers are fueled by the souls of his lovers. He kills people.
No, it's because the Jujutsu Stroll of this latest episode. You saw how he was with Fushiguro.
I don't think. I think Fushiguro would kill himself before he fucked Gojo.
Yeah. Listen, I'm happy the last 2 Jujutsu Strolls were back to being funny for me.
Yeah, same actually. I'm like, don't get me wrong, episode 22's stroll was like really wholesome. I found it a little funny, but it was cute. It was wholesome. 23's this week's one, it's like we're finally back with funny strolls, and I'm all the happier for it.
Yeah, but let's get to the start of episode 22. When they're in the car with that one lady. That one lady, I don't know if we ever caught her name, but I like her. She is a fun presence on screen.
They did do a good job at introducing a character that has not even been mentioned or shown before and making them feel like they have been like they fit the world. Like they don't feel out of place. They don't feel super forced. That being said, the fucking arc does feel out of place. We just hard transition from the tournament arc into this, and I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I'm a little upset because I was hoping it would be a two-parter, so it fits nicely into our adapted schedule this week. But more to come. But I mean, we didn't even see Kyoto leave and say bye.
think we kind of did with the baseball episode. That was our sort of breather episode before hopping into this.
I needed to see Toto giving a heartfelt crying goodbye to Itadori.
Same.
I feel like we got something similar to that when Itadori was holding Toto like he got fucking shot.
That was great.
Toto, everyone hates you.
Yes, Toto. Everyone really hates you. Nice peach, nice peach. But that's the thing. Something similar is not getting that feeling. Like I'm with Gilly. I don't know if Gilly, if you were kidding, but like I needed that goodbye.
Oh, I don't even mean the kind of joking stuff they did. I mean as Toto's a very emotional man. He as big and terrifying as he is, he's a very emotional man. It'd just be nice to see a serious like just goodbye there because they did develop quite a nice little friendship during that tournament.
Yeah, I feel like I enjoyed the gaff of Itadori, like kind of being like, oh, I was experiencing a weird phase in my life. I need my own space, but like,
Well, they're still friends. Itadori didn't say, I don't want you around me. He's just dealing with Toto's insanity in his own way. Like, he wouldn't have full on grabbed him like like Piccolo after getting hit by Nappa's laser if he didn't like Toto.
it's true.
Just, sometimes there's someone that's a bit too clingy and you need your own space.
Yeah, you see,
Like,
Toto, you're at a 10. I need you at like a 4.
yeah, exactly.
If Toto's a 10, then Gojo's a 9.
Yeah, but with Fushiguro.
Yeah,
Gojo's very
and
big
no one.
with all his students, but his relationship with Fushiguro is always like it's just funny.
I think it's because they have the longest relationship of the students. And
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead, me.
I was gonna say, I think jumping off what you said, I think that might be why Nobara and Itadori had a lot of moments together in this episode, even though they were really jokey. Like, I feel like they play off of each other the most out of the three. Like, even in
Well,
the stroll,
they're
you see
both
Itadori
gremlins.
Also, I want to bring something up in the stroll that fucking and I maybe it's just because I expect it from this show, but the whole the thing where they started sprinting towards Fushiguro, that
Yes.
was a fucking Naruto reference.
Fucking wait, the whole
Yes,
thing was a Naruto reference because
No,
Nobara was Naruto running.
yeah, she was Naruto running, and the whole Formation 8 and the way they were acting, it was a just big fucking Naruto reference up
Amazing.
until like uh, you know, the actual ending of it.
I I saw the gaff coming, but I still laughed, and that's how you know it's a good joke. Because when fucking Itadori is like screaming, "It's summertime!" They're in their uniforms and they're hot. Gojo and Nobara sitting out of the tree like sweating, and Nobara's like, "Itadori, shut up! We don't. It's too hot for your shenanigans." For your, and he's just like, "Fushikiro's getting hit on," and just immediate frame cut to just them Naruto running. It was it. Hey, good job,
You
Jujutsu.
you know they have a good friendship when their immediate reaction to Fushiguro being hit on is let's go sabotage it.
Fucking gremlins, the
I
lot of
love
them.
how Itadori is so fucking stupid because he didn't realize that she was asking for directions.
Yeah.
Fushiguro just being upset, like, you're embarrassing me. What the fuck is happening?
I also feel like the whole joke of like, oh, they're getting hit on, but the girl's just asking for directions to the train subway is something I've seen in anime quite often.
I think
But
that's what they were goofing on.
not on the goofy part of the stroll. Just these two episodes in general was is very good, and there was a lot of Fushiguro, and I appreciate it.
I feel like it's been a long time coming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Fushiguro gotten a lot of focus these two episodes, and it's been really nice.
It's making it hard to decide if I should also nominate Fushiguro for best side character now because he's gotten a lot and I really like him.
That's the point. It's a new season. We're getting a lot of new things. However, Gilly, do you think Fushiguro has overtaken Toto's place in your heart?
No, not really. I love Fushiguro, and I love what they're doing with him. The problem is the season's about to end, and they're
Oh,
just now getting to it.
good point.
Fair enough.
I I'm trying to fuck
If
it.
he had
Let's.
more time, I think he could, but I don't think he has enough time. And plus, I don't think he's gonna even be involved in the next fight because he seemed to be unconscious.
Yeah, homie burns
Yeah.
through his powers quick.
I mean, the boy made a domain expansion at the age of like 17. That's
Yeah,
something that
that's,
only adults can do. Not even Nanami can.
I mean the Miwa can do it, kind of. She also has an incomplete domain.
Wait, that's right. That's how her sword like counter move works.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Um.
Useless Miwa here.
But hey, new isn't dead.
There's two of them. Although they might be dead again
Well,
now because they got fucking obliterated by the fucking special grade curse shined them.
Our old friend. We haven't seen him since episode 5.
that
Or,
I love how it's the same type. Those are just the generic special grades, and that at first I thought like the look on his face was like a look of trauma, and then there came the insanity.
like it remembered what happened to it.
No, I'm talking about Fushiguro.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So throughout this story, we kind of got inklings of Fushigiro's backstory last session and last episode, and then this episode 23, we kind of got it really like shown to us. We were no longer being told about it in passing. It was kind of like indicated to us, and I kind of like it because Fushiguro, I feel like he's kind of harboring this delinquentism and this just fucking like just violent like asshole side to himself. He's trying to keep it proper, not letting things really get to him. He's been like emotionally guarded, and with Gojo's special way of handling any sensitive situation with just the least amount of tact, we kind of understand that Fushigiro's had kind of a tough life growing up.
Fucking went to this child and explained all this random curse nonsense. Like, who the fuck do you think you are, dude?
While doing grabby hands, explaining that he bought out his life from his family's clan, and now he's gonna work with him in this new school while doing grabby hands.
Fucking Gojo has no social skills and I love him for it.
I think he has a lot of social skills because he knew to take off his blazer and be very, very pretty in the stroll. I just think he chooses to be a dickhead.
Come, Fushiguro, we must go practice our violin. Tonight I will have you master Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Fucking piece of shit.
Fucking, that specific line is what got me there. I will have you master Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. That got me.
I think it is the softest "tonight you" I have ever heard.
Gojo really trying to take back, or not take back, but at least trying to claw up to the runner-up spot again. But I promised myself I wouldn't put him on the same fucking personal award twice.
I mean, if he earns it, he earns it. But the thing is, though, Gojo. How do I put this? Toto is this season's Gojo. Last
yeah.
Gojo has spent a lot of this season. He's been there, but he's not been as front and center, which has been nice.
yeah, we still get him chewing the scenery in certain scenes, which
Being
satisfy.
Gojo,
Yeah.
popping in, being Gojo,
Yeah.
making people upset.
I still think my favorite Gojo line this season has been when they're in the beginning of the tournament when he's sitting with the Kyoshi girl and with the teacher for the Kyoto school, and he's just like, "Huh? Why are you upset?" She's like, "I'm not upset. Yeah, no, of course. Why would you be? I haven't even done anything yet." And I'm just fucking asshole, asshole.
Yeah. And fucking he's so great. Like he's been rather not muted, but like hasn't been as prevalent this season, but it's still been a lot of fun. Like he's a
You say
gift when he's on screen.
you do say this season, but this is the second half of still the first season.
Even if they bill it that way, we were watching it in the autumn 2020 season, and now we're in the winter
Oh
2021.
yeah, I meant to say Kur. My bad.
Eh,
There's only 1 week left. I'm sad.
2 weeks. Oh, for Jujutsu Kaisen, only 1 week.
Yeah, it unless they gave it an extra episode because it was last time I checked it was 24 episodes and next episode is
It's
going to be episode 24.
it's 24.
Damn. Well, all good things come
Uh,
to an end.
I the reason why I love this shonen so much, e I one thing I do love about Jujutsu is unlike a lot of other shonen, its side characters feel like they actually matter and are intricate to the story. As opposed to, let's say, Naruto, where it feels like a lot of the side characters are just along for the ride, especially Sakura. Oh god, does Sakura feel like she's only along for the ride?
I know that Sakura got a short end of the stick, but I also think she gets a way worse of a rap than she deserves.
It it's a lot of it is because there was so much promise and a lot of it was squandered, which they in the Starship they did build that back up again. It's too bad she doesn't do anything after the Sasori arc.
The Naruto character that got shafted the most will always be Tenten.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
The further Naruto moved away from martial arts and hand to hand combat, the more Tenten just
And more
faded
into
to obscurity.
like yeah, as they shifted more into magic ninja, the person whose whole thing is ninja weapons kind of became less relevant.
Yeah, which is I actually like how in Jujutsu they managed to keep the like cursed weaponry relevant with Maki.
Hmm.
It's
Fucking
not even just with Maki. They set it up with her and they continue to use it with Fushigiro's sword that is now broken.
Yeah,
oh
thank you for saying bringing it up because I get it. It showed the power of how this special grade is now even stronger than when they encountered it. In that juvie in the juvie place.
Juvenile Detention Center.
Thank you, juvie center. But it is sad to see this really cool sword just immediately just get taken out. It got taken in. It got pulled out. It got revealed. There we go. It got revealed in Hanami. It was pretty cool. Whack-a-mole was really cool to see him fighting with this, and I'm like, all right, cool. This is in episode 23, by the way. All right, cool. Fushiguro is now a sword fighter. He's no longer just hand to hand. And never mind.
Now do you think that he has the power to use a domain? Do you think he's gonna start using that one sacred treasure that Maki and Toto used more?
The the three jointed staff.
I don't think he has regular access
The
to
three
that
jointed nunchucks, yeah. I think he might start using that more.
because
Sorry,
they
Gilly, say again.
that was a very special item
Mm-hmm.
that it seemed like they only brought it out because the tournament was happening.
Fair enough.
I think the only reason I'm sure Maki has regular access to it, but that's because she's a specialist in nothing but cursed weapons.
She is angry 1010.
I'm sure he'll find someone to get his sword repaired then.
Maybe, or he just gets a new weapon. He fights well with a weapon, but he doesn't need it. Demon Dog is just incredible now, both from design and power.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm sad the white one, or okay. Well, I'm sad the white dog is dead. I am happy that there's this cool black and white designed dog that looks really cool.
Yeah,
He's more
so
like a
that's
werewolf now.
Yeah.
But
that is
it's
the
the
question.
combination of the two of them, so I mean, hey, whatever.
Yeah, did Black Dog also die? Because I know White Dog got eviscerated, ironically, by.
No, because Black Dog is now that.
Okay.
Like as I explained it during the tournament, the energy and form of the white got absorbed into the black wolf and created this new thing.
If the werewolf dog dies, do you think it'll be part of Nue?
It's just
From
new.
from what they from what they say, from the way they described it, that seems to be the insinuation, is it'll just transfer into something else.
Oh no, it joins the elephant.
Wait, the elephant died?
No.
No.
I'm
No,
actually
I'm
kind of
saying like
curious when we're gonna be seeing. We saw the frogs again.
A
oh
lot of
yeah, the
them.
frogs were dope.
I'm not sure when we're gonna see the elephant.
It seemed to take a
The
lot of
elephant
cursed
seems like
energy
a
to summon. Oh,
strong one.
sorry, go ahead, Meep.
I was just saying the elephant seems like a strong one.
Yeah, I think it takes a lot of energy to cursed energy to summon as well and utilize. But yeah, it's taking. I want taking it back to. Actually, no, no. Since we're here, we might as well talk about it. The fight itself with Fushiguro was fantastic. Like it was, I think, the best looking fight we've had in terms of just consistency and animation. But I just think Fushiguro got a lot of what has been coming to him for a long time now, and I don't mean that like in a bad way. I think he actually got what is coming to him. Like he got a lot of focus, a lot of exposition, and some really good combat. Again, I wish it was a little bit longer. I wish, but I guess that's not the point of this fight, right? It's him being calm, collected, and calculating is the problem. I think that they were addressing, or I think that like what they were trying to address.
Yeah, like one of my favorite scenes of this fight was when fucking he was like sacred treasure
Oh, Meep, you
swing,
roboted
then
out.
stopped, went fuck it, and decided to do the main. Oh, hello.
Yeah, yeah.
How am I now?
Sacred Treasures?
Okay. I said one of my favorite scenes was when he was going sacred treasure swing, then stopped in the middle and went fuck it, and he decided to do the domain expansion.
Yeah, that was fucking awesome. And I like his relationship with his sister.
Yeah.
Does it surprise anybody that Fushiguro was a punk when he was in middle school?
Yes.
It
It
really
did
doesn't. He
me.
gives off he gives me that he's gave me that feeling since the beginning.
Damn. Maybe I'm just
Oh,
bad at delinquent tropes.
yeah. Like Fushiguro was really good. I loved him these episodes, and I'm curious to see what happens to that Sukuna finger.
Yeah, it's true. He has a. Maybe he'll eat it, and then Sukuna will finally be inside Fushiguro, though he always wanted to be. Going back to episode
Oh no.
22. Going back to episode 22, I remember how much I laughed in that episode, which was surprising. Like the first half of the episode was pretty funny for me. Like I love the whole "oi baka A baka B" part that Nobara started when talking to the two punks that remembered Fushiguro. Like Fushiguro was their senpai back in high school because they're all still young. I think Itadori was straight up taken from high school. Um, so just Man, I replayed so many scenes in episode 22, like just for the sheer golden delivery by the voice actors, and as well as just the on-screen slapstick. It was a lot of like the bits where they're like forcibly turning Fushigiro's face to face his old delinquent Kohais, the Nobara's attitude, the just the overall fun that people had on screen. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, did it all go quiet, or did I disconnect for a moment?
I mean, it's gotten quiet. I don't know what's happening.
Sorry, forgot I was on push to talk.
Yep.
Sorry, what did you ask again?
What? No, I said the thing that I found episode 22, at least the first half, to be really filled with great deliveries from the voice actors and actresses, as well as the just the like golden, like just really great delivery, and just the slapstick was on point too for the first half of episode 22.
Fair enough. I really enjoyed both episodes as well. They were really fun. I 23 was definitely one of my favorites, and of this core of Jujutsu, I think it might be my favorite, just because a lot of the stuff we got with Fushiguro was really good. I enjoyed a lot of it.
Yeah, it's been enjoyable. And while I did complain about the how the transition between this arc and the tournament arc was very brief, sharp, jarring, even. I've actually missed these detective exercising cases. Like we get to see a different side of the world and the characters through it. It's just still weird that it just came up in the middle of the tournament arc. But I guess this isn't the middle of the tournament arc. This is the end. Also, the I've been loving the dynamic use of lighting in these episodes, especially in the first one, in 22. The way everything is like slightly gray, and the colors are all muted, and the sky is cast over, and it's not everyone's not bold and saturated like they were in the tournament arc. Everyone there's just like shade to everything, and I think it really sets the mood uh, for the rest of the episodes. Like when they're hanging out by the convenience store, I don't know. It's not quite vaporwave or synth. It's there's just something melancholic about it.
I kind of see where you're going with that. Yeah,
Just a good time.
yeah. I do. Hmm. I'm trying to think if I have anything else specifically left to say, other than I did really like that one lady that they introduced in episode 22. I thought it was a really good way they introduced her and made her feel natural to the world. She gave off. She to me seems like the opposite of Nanami when Nanami is in caretaker mode, because he's very frank and
Mm,
she's
good point.
not dancing around it, but she feels more aloof than Nanami does.
I think she's more empathetic because there was this really
Yeah.
good scene where Nobara started asking her all these questions, and the girl started freaking out, and she just like stepped in because she's way more experienced at dealing with civilians than any of our three. Calmed her down, told her like, no, I'm working on a research paper for my college thesis, and these three are helping me ask about like supernatural superstitions, and then gave Nobara this look of like, yo, calm down. You're like, remember, people don't know what we're talking about. I thought that was a really good scene, and that's like not something that was like really addressed as much because we see everyone kind of coming in, being the boss, and taking over a case.
Other than the backflash and the first episode of this core, do we even have any Nanami this season or this core yet?
Also, we got way more Nobara.
Oh yeah, Nomura got a lot, especially with Backman. We haven't mentioned him yet.
You mean fucking Golden Wind villain?
He is such a JoJo fucking curse.
He makes me think of JoJo, but he very specifically makes me think of Golden Wind. I
So,
Why is
so
that?
both, so both of these guys were made by Mahito, right? In that one scene.
They're two of
well,
the
they're
three parts of the curse womb, right, Gilly?
yeah, they're the little curse womb things that they stole. So it's not as much that he made them as he just force fed them to people.
True, true.
And then, like Sukuna, the curses took over their vessel. Or like Sukuna
Yeah.
tried to, the curses took over the vessel.
Also, the first time we saw Sukuna this season was him going good to fucking. I mean, now we know why he's so interested in Fushiguro.
Do we?
Grow.
The boy at the age of 17 made an incomplete domain and killed a special grade. This is what made Toto so popular, Dalaran. Or not popular, famous.
Good point.
To reiterate, Nanami doesn't even have a domain expansion. And he's one of the stronger curse users, or not curse users, stronger sorcerers we've seen other than Gojo.
It's true. He can use Black Flash too, apparently.
Yeah. Do you think if Itadori gets a domain expansion, it'd be the same as Sukuna's, or he'd have his own?
You can't see me, but I opened my mouth to speak and then closed it because I'm like, I don't know.
Because he's Sukuna's vessel, but I'm wondering if that means that they have the same cursed energy, or
Domain expansions are a type of technique, and any technique that Itadori has is going to have to come from Sukuna, because his natural bloodline is not of a Jujutsu sorcerer.
fair enough.
Techniques are all bloodline based. That's a whole thing that is hard to keep track of sometimes.
Yeah.
I
Is there anything else? Oh, sorry.
Okay, good. It's nice that Sukuna has permanently affected Itadori's bloodline. The Itadori bloodline.
I can't believe when Itadori has a child, Sukuna will go into that child.
It's less about that. I'm just imagining Itadori like 10 years from now being a dad, and he's like, "I'm so proud of you, my son," and in his head he hears Sukuna go, "Our son."
Oh, weird.
Sukuna is a sexually transmitted disease.
Oh my god.
Itadori's son is born with 4 arms.
Itadori just looks at him. This is good. This is good.
I accept this.
You asked if there's anything else we want to talk about, and yeah, I think, did both of you notice how much stronger everyone is? Not just Fushiguro. Itadori has become a much better fighter, and Nobara. First of all, finally we're getting to see Nobara fight. Like, finally. She's not fucking around. She swung at that dude with her hammer the moment he turned his back to her. His whole shtick, "Don't look at my back," I felt, okay, you know what? Now, okay, I see what you mean about the either Golden Wind or
I mean, there was the legitimate stand in Diamond is Unbreakable that you couldn't let somebody look at your back or you die.
yeah. That's why I was asking, like, why Golden Wind specifically, because I was gonna say Golden Wind or
His
Diamond
his des-
Unbreakable.
his design reminds me of Golden Wind.
Fair, fair.
Like the suspenders, the hair, the eyes.
The pencil mustache.
Yeah, that reminds me of Golden Wind. The weird thing on his back does bring me to Diamond is Unbreakable.
I like Part 4. Part 4 is still my favorite out of the animes.
It took some getting used to for me. I enjoyed it near the end though.
Fair. Red hot chili
With
peppers.
the with them getting stronger, I think this is their way of showing that the tournament has affected them positively, especially Itadori, who was he went through a training arc in the middle of the tournament arc with Toto, in all fairness.
It's true.
Fushiguro brought out his domain expansion, and honestly, I think Nobara was fighting as well as she did against the Little Witch.
I think she's
Like, it's just,
stronger now. Did
against
you
the
see
Witch.
how that nail hit the water?
Well, here's the thing. She's fighting to kill now.
Good point. She did train with Maki for a while, for a long time. Like 2 months? 3 months?
It seemed like, and honestly, the way it looked, it seemed like Nobara's training was more focused with Panda.
The two dumbasses.
Yeah.
While Fushiguro was getting all his weapon training with Maki.
Yeah.
Wasn't
It's
like at the
still-
beginning of the tournament arc? Yeah. Yeah. It's a little weird,
Although-
but so royal families always are.
Well, Maki and Fushiguro haven't had any romantic connections whatsoever. I don't know what you mean weird about it.
It's how they're all related, and yes, I was referencing Mai in my head when I was talking about that.
Okay, good. Mai is a bit weirder, but at the same time, I also
You're cutting
think
in and
she's
out,
dating
Hode.
the Little Witch. Maybe, I don't know. It's not clear.
Yeah, you're shipping. I got you. But whatchamacallit?
I ship Mai and anyone. I don't care about Mai's romantic life. I'm just saying what I think is happening.
How dare you say that about my crazy bitch?
The person I ship is Toto and Itadori.
Nah, ew, gross. That's incest. They're brothers.
They're as much of brothers as Hoodlum and Brawler were, and you shipped Hoodlum and Brawler, Dalaran.
Did I? I said they're bros. I said they're really good bros.
Hmm.
Anyway.
God, can't you see Hoodlum and Brawler getting down and dirty in a closet together?
No. Not because neither of them is a tall woman with a big ass.
Mm,
Wait, is that who Hoodlum and Brawler are into?
no. I think he was referencing anyway. God damn it.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm just dumb, okay?
It's okay. We all are. Speaking of being dumb, shall we hold up our
To
cards?
yourself.
Big break, kitty.
We're holding up cards. I'm gonna hold up a big, throbby, veiny eggplant.
Don't like how you said throbby specifically, because it was supposed to be. It was upsetting because of the breathiness and the wrong conjugation of it. Anyway, yeah, double eggplant for me too. These are good episodes. It's getting back to like the beginning of season 1 Jujutsu Kaisen vibes, and I like a show that can alternate between its vibe and keep the characters consistent but adaptive and reactive. And this is what we're getting here.
I mean, I'm gonna fuck this show just because overall, the iffiness I had is not, and I didn't have to think. I didn't have any issue with that with these because this was really good. It was really nice. Everything looked good. It kind of feels weird how from the tournament arc to this, their animation style for fighting is so different.
Surprisingly so. I'm telling you, man, that Hanami fight was ugly. Like what they were running up in the roofs and like jumping. I know they were trying to keep it fluid. I know they were just trying to make it a little bit different, but I did not like it. Still,
I think part of the reason why it looked so good here is they weren't trying to do like these gigantic shots showing huge scenes. They focused more on the two characters beating the crap out of each other in a very very close and not as extremely fast paced thing they were trying to do with Hanami. I think that helped it a lot.
Yeah,
I personally really like the Hanami fight. That was, I believe when I was reading, that was one of the most expensive episodes for them to animate.
I believe it. There was a lot of action, and it was a long fight too. So I understand why they would have to do it the way they did it. Still, though, the ugliest fight for me was Nanami versus Mahito. Like that was just.
Because they were saving their budget for episode 13, where we got a really good Nanami, Itadori, and Mahito fight. Speaking of which, this show loves its group battles, but mostly 2v1 group battles.
Yeah.
Which, hey, I'm not complaining. It's better. It's better than the shonen. They're like, I will 1v1 you all my allies watch. Itadori
Yeah,
doesn't
like
care about
But what about the
combat.
shonen fights where the one villain is like, "I will fight all of you," and then proceeds to kick all of their asses?
Fairy Tail. 8v1, terribly loses. 1v1, win.
Uh, don't get me started on Fairy Tail. Speaking of which, I really hope Eden Zero makes the cut next season just because I want to see how bad it is.
I mean, with how many shows we have to roll, it's impossible for us not to get something that's just awful.
Yeah. Let us move on to Skate the Infinity, episodes 9.5 and 10. In this, episode 9.5, recap episode, Skate to Infinity, episode 10. While Reki is still down in the dumps, Shadow is attacked while he protects his manager and can't skate in his beef against Adam. Reki is hit by a car and learns skating is fun again, so he goes and makes up with Longa, while Adam decides Reki will take Shadow's place.
I
Not
can't
gonna
believe
lie, I didn't appreciate.
Reiki. Hmm?
I was gonna say, not gonna lie, I didn't appreciate how unceremoniously Shadow got murked out of this tournament. I'll
And
say
Miwa
Shadow
got
got
done
robbed.
dirty too. What'd you say, me?
I said I'm just gonna say it. Shadow got robbed.
Yeah, Miwa got done dirty too. They used his race for a fucking flashback.
Gilly, skate is your baby. How do you feel about how Mia and Shadow were treated this episode?
No, I'm sad about what happened with Shadow. That wasn't fair to him.
Shadow took the bat to the head, by the way. Like, I thought he got hit, in the shoulder or, in the back. No, he took the bat to the head. While I don't like Shadow getting, just retconned out of the story like this, and I thought Mia got done dirty really, really badly. Like, damn, y'all are just gonna skip over Mia's race like that for a fucking flashback? The disrespect. Uh, I think everything else about episode 10 was really well done. Specifically how Shadows, specifically in this topic, how Shadows, the consequences of Shadow's actions followed him out of S, and how playing the villain or anti-hero and fucking with people's lives the way Shadow did. Because remember, Meep, you were very upset with Shadow's behavior in that beef and how they were objectifying the girl and how all that kind of shit. And all of that has now come full circle to bite him on the ass or hit him in the head.
I don't want to know what Longa made Shadow get for his tattoo. I need my closure. But man, poor Shadow. He got done so dirty. I was excited to see him race again. We haven't seen him race since the start. Episode 6 doesn't count because that wasn't a race.
It's just I know that no matter I know that I know that Shadow wasn't going to win, but it would have been nice to see at least his, attempt.
I mean, after Reiki and Longa's race, the only race that'll be left is Longa and Adam, unless Reiki wins. Wait, no. Oh no, Reiki is racing against Adam, isn't he? Because
I
Reiki is
almost
taking.
I almost wonder if Ricky could win that just to race against Longa, which would be fucking stupid, but at the same time great. It would be
That
really stupid though.
It would be great. I don't think the show's gonna do it. What I see happening is fucking Adam going to kill, trying to. Adam's gonna try to kill Reiki again. After he just got isekai'd earlier today, but I'll get back to that joke in a second. Um, yeah, I think Adam's gonna try to kill Reiki again, and Langa's gonna have an extremely vitriolic, really angry reaction to it because Adam doesn't understand. When Langa is depressed and Adam is noticing that his heart is not in skate, he's like, "Oh, is it the wedding blues? It's all about him. It's all about him," and he just does not get it. And I think I'm worried for Reiki.
are you saying Longa is gonna try to kill Adam in his own game?
There you go, Snake. Problem solved. Adam's dead.
I can't believe that Longa has fucking killed Adam. Speaking of the isekai joke, am I the only one who legitimately thought Reiki got isekai'd for a second?
Reiki got fucking isekai'd into a Persona game. He woke up in the Velvet Room.
No, I'm not gonna lie.
I,
After that
I'm gonna be
happened,
honest. That room he woke up in made me uncomfortable. Just woke up in this, red lit room on this circular soft bed. The only thing that could have made it worse is if he was missing clothes.
like,
Also, Reiki's stupid for not taking the money.
when he got hit by the car and we saw him wake up in the room, I legitimately thought he got isekai'd, and our last episode was going to be a skateboard isekai. And if that happened, I don't know what my vote would have been this week.
Skateboard isekai. It's like that one like that one fucking season of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, you mean when
Oh
they went
god.
into the virtual world?
Yeah.
It was great.
It was, but at the same time I don't need that again.
I can't believe Skate the Infinity leaked that Persona 6 is going to focus on Reiki. It's crazy. I'm a little sad that we didn't get to see his persona, though.
His persona is skateboard.
Skateboard. His persona is Skate. Also, we got so many title drops when they
How did you feel
reunited.
about Snake's flashback?
It disrespected Mia in a way that I didn't like, but I also think he's stupid. I think I'm actually starting to be. I'm. The subplot of Adam and Snake is losing me really fast.
Okay, I'm happy I'm not the only one that's been feeling that way. Because, like, after the flashback and after Mia got done dirty, I was there like, I know we already got to see Mia race. I know we've already had an episode focused on it. Same with Joe, same with Cherry. But it feels like all the side characters got done a little bit dirty, except for maybe Joe in this tournament. I understand the tournament's just another way to get Longa and Reiki to have that little falling out, as well as to have Longa race against Adam again. I just feel bad for the side characters.
I mean, Joe's debut race was in the tournament. We got Cherry. We got way more Cherry than Joe throughout the season, and we got Cherry's great race against Adam at the end. Also, I completely, I forgot about Cherry getting laid the fuck out in the last episode. Good job, recap episode. You've succeeded in me forgetting what happened.
Both Cherry and Shadow have been whacked in the face now.
Yep.
Oh, man, I'm also sad we didn't get to see Shadow after the injury. That also kind of made me feel a little bit bad for him because it's like, oh, Longa is going to go, or no, Reiki's going up to visit Shadow, then runs away. I was like, aw, I was excited to see Shadow, all melancholic that he can't race.
Yeah, they should have at least given him a fucking scene in the hospital bed, but I think the show is just done with him. Like, they show Reiki and they show Longa and Joe, which, by the way, the whole hospital scene confused me. Reiki went into the lobby, went up the elevator, and the elevator leads directly to the patient room. Does Shadow like have his own fucking hospital suite, like penthouse? What is happening?
He has an entire floor dedicated to him.
His S fans got it for him.
I
What
can't
fans?
Do you think the twist is going to be that Adam went to America and learned from Tony Hawk?
All right, Gilly, you stay on the show. We kill Meep. Yeah,
I don't know if that would make any sense though. I mean, Tony Hawk's not really bloodthirsty as far as I'm aware.
Fair enough. Do we still have the subplot of the red-haired police chief trying to shut Adam down? Is that subplot still happening, or did
I think we're just
seen anything from her in a bit.
yeah. I think we're just gonna see her in the last episode when Adam gets his comeuppance. Also, in regards to Tony Hawk, of course, Gilly, you've never heard of him being bloodthirsty because he doesn't let anyone live.
Now, one thing I want to bring up regarding the Mia race, even though it was used as a plot device and it kind of ignored the actual race, I enjoyed the music.
Yes.
I enjoyed the music for that
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot.
Oh yeah, Skate to Infinity, probably an easy front runner for soundtrack this season for me. Actually, I'd have to think about it more against Torimiya because Torimiya also has good soundtrack.
Like
Also,
the
yes.
beginning of their little race was very jazzy, and I enjoyed that.
What kind of dancing was Snake doing? Because I didn't really follow that.
I sort of saw it as like a snake charmer dance, like how the snakes move when they're being charmed.
That was a little weird, but
He thought he was belly dancing.
they are dancing queens. But jokes aside, Snake is what Adam would look like if Adam wasn't so fucking over the top dramatic and edgy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do have to say, I'm excited to see the finale, but at the same time, I'm also worried for the finale.
Yeah, you're starting to feel a little apprehensive about how they're going to end this story?
Yeah, because they have two different subplots with Adam. Luckily, they cleared up the Reiki and Longa drama. That was one thing that was making me really apprehensive too, which is that going to get resolved at the end? But then there's also, if we don't see anything again from Shadow or get any resolution from him, I'm going to be left a little bit salty. And I want to see a resolution between Adam, Cherry, and Joe. Whether it's negative or positive, I don't know, but I want there to be some kind of resolution with that too. It feels like a lot of things are getting juggled in this last hour, and
The
I'm hoping.
resolution with Cherry, Adam, and Joe is when Adam goes to prison.
Adam goes to prison for for trying. Oh no, that's a bad joke. I won't make it.
Thank you. But yeah, no, fucking Adam's. Hmm. Also, speaking of Joe, the animation on Joe's face in like in the opening scene of episode 10, where he's like kneeling over a cherry and Adam's like, I had hoped something would have come up from my race with Cherry, but in the end he was so boring. Joe looked butt.
We said that at the exact same time, me saying the exact same thing.
I like how me and Gilly had the same
Wait, what?
look in general.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100% for sure.
I love Gilly. I'm gonna miss you on this show.
I'm looking through my notes right now. Oh yeah, guys, anyone else really missed manager? What's his name? Okta.
It was nice to see him come back.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. Until he came back, I forgot he was a. I forgot that he was a character.
I feel like I mentioned it around episode 5 or 7 that
He
like
he was only in the first couple episodes, and it like first 2 3 episodes, and it made me sad because he was he wasn't like anything crazy like a lot of the other characters, but he was a real nice he's just a real nice character.
he really
Did
is.
a lot of good for like both our main characters.
I also think
His
they
talk.
used him. I also think they used him really well this episode. Like if they were going to bring him back, I'm really glad the way they did it. He like came in as like the our connection to skating outside of S, like that kind of grounding, and the way they really brought him to full use this episode after Reiki gets into that fight with those like punks. Just overall good time. Really, just really good feels, really good resolution, solution. It was a good MacGuffin.
I also
Did
miss his
Reiki get
little
hit?
fox thing.
Did Reiki get hit by the car before or after he got beat up?
He got hit by the car after he got beat up. Because after he got
Yeah,
beat up, he
right.
met the manager, and the manager told him that Shadow got laid the fuck out.
Reiki did not have a good day.
Reiki's sitting here with his triple stack of concussions.
Reiki's absolute no good, very bad day.
We get into his race with Adam. He gets knocked on the ground, and now he's in a coma.
Honestly, I'm genuinely worried about him.
I mean, he was only hit by at 13 miles an hour, but that's still around like 20, 25 kilometers an hour, which is still fucking fast. Like, like that's something that send you to the hospitals usually, like at least a
Me,
broken
Presley.
bone.
One thing that one thing that made me sad is how uh that whole moment with how Reiki acted towards Miwa. Just he was kind of a dick. Made me sad.
Yeah.
I
It also shows
forgot.
how much Miwa like appreciates having actual friends again, and how hurt he is that like Reiki hasn't been around.
Mm-hmm. And like I completely forgot about that whole like discussion they had, and uh, I think Ricky's gonna have to apologize to Miwa really bad too. Like it's
He
bad enough
definitely
that
is, because that was just mean.
yeah, it's bad enough that Miwa's kind of a shit. I think he's gonna be really petty about this shit too.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Poor Miwa. Like he does care.
He's he has good being in him, but he is sad.
He's hurt. He chooses to be a little shitling.
I wonder if the Shadow and the Manager subplot is going to get resolved too. Like I don't expect it to be, but I hope it does. I want them to be happy together.
She
What'd
visits
you
him
say?
in the hospital room, and now they're dating.
Sorry, me. I missed what you said.
I said and his manager subplot gets a resolution too, because it'd be nice to see them be happy together.
Yeah, I want Shadow to get something, you know?
At the beginning of this series, I'm sure at the beginning of this series, it seemed like both of you would have been fine with the baseball bat, but now that he's actually had development,
Yeah. Listen, episode 1 Shadow is not the Shadow we know today.
I mean, that we know, but he's still the same person. Like, Shadow hasn't really had a
He's
lot
a
of
lot
character
more
development
helpful.
because his character is much more
it
multi-dimensional, multi-layered.
it's not it's yeah it's less it's honestly less about development and more just being able to see the rest of him as he's like got become friends with the others and he showed those other aspects to him.
Uh, the resolution with Reiki and Longa, how did you two feel about it? I thought it was nicely done.
I think it was
Yeah.
nicely done. It was a little title droppy, but I thought it was good. And okay, Meep, maybe they are eligible for best couple after all.
How much I've seen from people complaining about quote unquote queer baiting in this show, probably. I I I don't see what people mean by that, but oh, I must wait. You two don't use Twitter much social media, I assume.
Nope.
Nope.
There's been a lot of scuttlebutt about how this show is queer baiting, and I don't agree with any of that at all.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that if you find this problematic, then you need to broaden the scope to anime as a medium because they use this, yaoi bait is a term, and there is this pseudo yaoi energy, and like people, we've made the joke on the show where it's just like, oh, the show is pick either be less gay or be more gay, commit because this show doesn't know how gay it wants to be, and like
I
honestly, if
mean,
you don't think
whenever it's involving Adam, they know exactly how gay they want to be.
Yeah. Although, oddly enough, most of the like, I hesitate to call it drama, but like discussion on that topic came from the dub. So maybe it's a way the dub is doing things. I don't know.
I haven't seen the dub, so I can't say.
They actually have been
Apparently,
dubbing that fairly quickly. I haven't watched any of it, but I've seen it pop up.
dub is supposed to be really good from what I hear. So I might check it out soon.
The Shadow voiced by Yajirobe.
I think Shadow was actually voiced by Christopher Sabat. I could check though. Let me check.
I just know when I look at Shadow, for some reason I hear Yajirobe's voice if I were to think of an English English dub.
It is also another dub that is on Funimation.
Yeah. Well,
Filmation has
obviously.
like everything.
Yeah. It's a Funimation show. Or at least not a Funimation show, but licensed by them.
Oh. Shadow is Chris Guerrero. Don't
Guerrero.
I actually think I remember that name from other things, but I can't remember what exactly. Sounds familiar.
I'm bad at keeping up with that kind of stuff.
Oh, he's in Hellsing Ultimate Overlord.
Who do you play in Overlord and Helsing? Then I'll be able to definitely point the note. Point the Wait, is he Eins?
I don't think he's Ainz.
Well, check. You have the site up, right?
Yes, I'm checking to see who he played. It's hard to check, but let me see if it's gonna list him on IMDb. And Savari's not at all. Oh, he played Dr. Giro in.
Yeah,
Oh
Christopher
no, he
Guerrero,
did
he's
play.
Ainz. That's amazing that that voice is being used for. He's the one who did what's his name, Enrico Maxwell in the abridged. So that's gonna be the voice of Shadow, which I think is incredible.
For you, Gilly, he plays someone named Valtos in Black Clover.
Yeah, I just pulled
Not
it
really.
up and I remember I remember him.
He's one of my favorite English voice actors. I think his voice and just overall performances are just so good.
Plays someone named Kenji in My Hero. Oh, okay.
Maximum magic.
That's the trans guy. Uh,
Oh,
big.
he's one of the wolf people in Dragon Ball Super during that whole thing.
Oh god. Okay, so Chris Guerrero, pretty big name in anime.
He's a
Does
good
a lot
dude.
of stuff.
I mean, I don't know as a dude, but he's a really good voice actor in my opinion.
And yeah, you're uh you are right. He is Ainz. So
Maximum magic.
My
It's
bad.
really good.
It is the. I mixed up the two characters. He is the trans woman in My Hero.
oh
Which
god, he's
show?
Gecko Moria in One Piece.
So
Fucking
should we just
Christ.
honor the recap episode and just talk about it briefly?
Is there
I thought
anything
it
to
was
talk
really well
about?
done. I thought out of a lot of recaps I've seen of a lot of shows, I actually thought this was a little bit better, and the narration going over top was pretty good to me.
Yeah, I agree. I
Like
enjoyed.
for what it wasn't like as egregious as most flashback and like recap episodes are. Yeah, because it wasn't a flashback, it was just recap.
Yeah, but at the same time, I do also think it is completely skippable.
Sure. Basically,
It's not really necessary. It's just in case you have forgotten certain things.
if you've been enjoying the way that the next episode previews have been being done, have been done in this show, where kind of like two characters like kind of act catty or like have a little bit of banter and fun, you will enjoy the recap episode. It's actually nice to hear. Again, it's weird that Mew and Shadow became the most side characters, but regardless, I actually enjoyed it. We got a little bit more of an explanation on some of the things that has occurred. I agree with Gilly. If as far as recaps go, this is how they should be done. Like if you want to do a recap episode, this is a good way to do it. Add some extra content, bring in the voice actors, let them talk in character amongst themselves, and just catch everyone up for whatever reason you're doing it.
Oh no.
What?
Hmm?
Yeah, oh no, but I do agree. Yes. No, I was just looking at something in it.
Okay.
The English voice actor for Reiki,
Oh.
he also is the English voice actor for Cutthroat.
Wait, Akudama Drive has a dub?
Yeah, it's a
Yes.
good dub too, from what I hear.
Completely similar.
I know. I just saw this pop up when I was looking at something.
Man, considering Akudama Drive is a Funimation property, it's probably Monica Rial, because that's a voice actor that Funimation loves to use, and hey, she's a good voice actress.
I love how on my anime list she's not listed as swindler. She's listed as ordinary person still.
Still,
Yep.
I mean, I guess it's. I think that's a. You know what? I think that might be a good play if you're going. If you're coming into an anime blind and you look it up, you don't want to be spoiled. I guess.
The actress the voice actress they picked for Swindler has very few roles. Mary Macy Ann Johnson.
Oh, I think I've heard of her. Yeah.
Uh, the only one that you might know me, I think, is she plays the character Ruby in Doctor Stone.
Oh, okay. Ruby. I think that's. Let me check.
Yeah, no, just the way they did the recap here was very very well done. It's much better than than what I usually experience in a lot of shows for how they want to do recaps.
Oh, Ruby is a very side character of a side character. I think they show up once in Doctor Stone.
I know Macy Ann Johnson works on like abridged projects. I know she's worked around for those. Regardless,
Something like
boys.
Howard Wang. Oh, I think Howard Wang does some big roles though.
Hmm. Anyway, boys, are we ready to hold up cards?
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna fuck this show. I do. I will say I am as this show is coming to its conclusion and having its extra episode. Um, it is. I am personally, even though I love the show as much as I do, I am worried how they're going to tie everything together at the end because they've got a lot of different things that,
Mm-hmm.
and some of which has been kind of forgotten.
Yeah,
I
I'm
love it,
happy I'm
and
not.
I'm going to love it to the end. I'm just a little worried about that.
Yeah, and I'm happy I'm not the only one that feels that way. I am also worried.
Whoa.
Sorry
I
about
will.
that. Cat must have knocked the box downstairs.
Okay. But yeah, you were saying?
I was saying I'm happy I'm not the only one that feels that way. I'm also gonna see this through to the end. There's fucking 2 episodes left. I'm not gonna kill it now because I'm just gonna finish it after.
I don't know. If
So
Adam kills Reiki, I might kill this show.
listen, if this show isn't like fucking Westgate Park. It's not like one that I'm gonna drop at the end because I haven't enjoyed it the entire time. I've been enjoying the show, so I'm gonna see it through to the end. There's 2 episodes left. Hey, I'm here for the ride because it's Longa versus Snake and then Adam versus Reiki.
Yeah, I don't see um I don't see the show pulling that. They've been very conservative when it comes to blood, gore, and injury. Um, but yeah, no, I'm fucking this show too. It's still fun. I think we've all hit this realm of
Well,
trepidation.
I never said what my vote was.
Oh, well, go ahead.
I'm gonna fuck the show.
I feel like we're all entering this realm of like trepidation and apprehension when it comes to how this show is gonna end itself. How the show is gonna end. Endings are hard to do, and they're even harder to do right and well. And right now, it's juggling so many things, and I'm actually starting to lose interest in two of the things it's juggling. But there's no point of judging it before we get to fully see it. So enjoy your fuck skate. You're still great. I like to see them going back more to daily life skating and just how it's a fun form of self expression. Um, and at the end, I hope that the opening. This show had a very strong first episode. I hope its ending, can compare.
Yeah. With that, I think we're ready to move on to Horimiya episode 10 and episode 11. In episode 10, Hori is worried about Miyamura leaving her for a guy, while Yuki lied to Sakura and told her that she and Toru were dating. Yuki feels guilty, especially after hearing Sakura confess to Toru, and
Especially
Sakura
having to
breaks down
confess
into
to
tears
Toru, you
because of
robot it out.
rejection.
Especially having to confess to
After
Toru.
especially after hearing Sakura confess to Toru, and Sakura breaks down into tears because of the rejection.
I cried at the end of that episode.
I still have to read episode 11. So
Do we want to? Do we want to jump? This show is very content. Do we want to offload both episodes, or do we want to talk about one episode and then another?
I think it's safe to, as long as we try and keep it cohesive between the two.
Uh, what about you, Gilly? Do you want to talk about them one on one, or do you want to just go?
I think it's just easier to put them together.
Okay.
Okay. Horimiya episode 11. The first half is a barrage of short stories. Then the episode goes into green-haired boy and how Savara. Oh, right, that lesbian girl. How Savara doesn't like him. Then we see into his relationship with his sister, who wants to go to East High, getting Hori to tutor her, and hoping she doesn't hate him.
As she hopes he doesn't hate her.
Yeah.
But yeah, episode 10. God damn it. Like, I thought it was a very interesting episode because we explore Yuki's character in a way that I don't think anyone's character has really been explored. Like, this show is harder on her than I feel like anyone else. And then that last scene with Sakura, I teared up. I cried.
I feel so bad for Sakura, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of a little salty at Yuki for being a liar and a scoundrel, playing with my heart. I get Yuki has feelings for Toru as well, but at the same time, that was not fair of her to do. That was not right of her to do.
I agree. I completely agree that what Yuki did was inappropriate and not the best way to have handled the situation. But I also think it's important to remember that these are high schoolers and they are going to fuck up this way and they need to learn these lessons now, not instead of later. And it's painful because I do like Yuki and there are I relate to her whole self sacrifice. I for a very long time I myself like just constantly compromised on myself, not even with other people, just compromised on myself to accommodate other people. Yuki's plight is heartbreaking. And she keeps calling herself a bad person over and over and over again. It literally hurt my heart.
Yeah. Is
She,
pain.
I'm happy she was able to recognize what she did was wrong.
Gilly,
Hmm?
you were gonna say something as well.
I just said what I said before. It is pain.
Mm-hmm. It's not a good situation. I did think I think President Kun did a good job at handling that situation for the kind of person and character he is. But there's never going to be there's no way that everyone wins in this situation. Unless they go poly. And while this show is surprisingly open about gay attractions and relationships, I'll get to that in a second. I don't think the show's gonna do that.
Yeah, I don't see the show going that route. It is very open with a lot of things that are surprising. Fucking Hori's goddamn fetish.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly, didn't get a lot of her fetish in these two episodes, though.
Well,
There
from
was
what
a
I'm kind of, I'm, it's like it's kind of like it's kind of weird to describe it as this, but it's like a looming thing, but it's not always front and center, which I appreciate because it would get tiresome fast.
Yep.
They've had it come up a couple times, and it hasn't been a like all the fucking time kind of thing, and that's been nice. You just know it's there, and at any given moment, she might want Miyamura to slap her. You know, you know it's there, and you're always dreading it.
Speaking of
Yeah.
Hori, speaking actually, go ahead, mute.
No, I was just saying, yeah.
Yeah, I, Gilly said Gilly said it right. If they kept doing it, that shit would get old and oddly fet baity, and like the show doesn't need it. The fact that the show did it and as well and humorously as it did it is a testament. But Gilly said it already. That being said, speaking of Hori and Miyamura, so Hori is surprisingly like so in the opening scene, right, of episode 10. First of all, they're like, "Ah, yes, we're spending our evening together." And then I look up at the sun that is still out as they're walking and I'm like, "Evenings?" But more importantly, the scene that came afterwards, Miyamura has been spending a lot of time with his childhood bully now that they've kind of made amends and reconnected, and they spend their time hanging out and cuddling? Question mark.
Yeah, I'm curious about that too.
This is why I said the show is surprisingly open about gay attractions and relationships because like Hori jumps in and is like, "Stop trying to take my man, Miyamura. You can have any woman you want. Just if you leave me for another man, I don't think my heart can take it." And the show does play the relationships, like gay relationships, towards a more comedic effect, and the stance is still odd from like a mainstream Japanese perspective. But I'm just sitting here thinking, I'm sorry, did I miss a half episode? What happened? What?
They resolve their differences, and now they cuddle like bros do.
I'm all for like guys being comfortable and like having like intimacy. It doesn't have to be sexual. It doesn't have to be romantic. Just like a guy sleeping on another guy's shoulder, like whatever. Like there should be like comfortable intimacy with people in general that you just get along.
Gotta kiss the homies goodnight.
Well, that's and
What?
then some homies need to have more intimate, like more heated intimacy. I agree, Gilly. But no, Gilly, it sounds like both you and I, when we read that subtitle, we were like, wait, what?
It was definitely it was weird to see. Like it's not what I expected to read as I'm sitting here like seeing what was happening. I thought she was just being insecure, and then she talks about that, and I'm like, wait, what?
She's bring. Who said? Who do you remember? Who said they were cuddling? Was it Miyamura? Was it the teal boy? Or was it Hori?
I'm pretty
It
sure it
was.
was Hori.
No, wasn't it Miyamura's friend? Like the orange haired boy?
Oh my God! Yes.
That was no. She got upset about that too because he's coming over all the time as well. It's like Miyamura, you're having these guys over all the time, and they stay the night.
They do stay the night. Also, it was briefly mentioned, but Miyamura has been spending nights at Hori's place quite often recently.
Yeah. Which I think at this point, I'm sure the way that it seems that everything is with Hori and her family, I'm sure both her parents know what's happening, and her dad probably does not leave Miyamura alone about
Best friendo.
it.
I do. You know what? I this is the last episode. I do love the still for the Horimiya in episode 10 when she's just shaking this kid. What's his name? Hold on, I have it in the sub. Tanihara. She's just shaking him, going berserk. Hey, you don't go stealing my Miyamura. But yeah, like I expected the joke to end there, but she just kept the joke kept. Is it a joke? Like it kept going to the point of I was questioning whether or not it was a joke. I mean I'm perfectly fine with
I think that
Miyamura being bi, but like
well, I think
the
that
fact that this dude literally made Miyamura consider like suicide, like he put Miyamura in a really fucked up place. Episode 9 ends with him coming by his cafe and being like, "Hey, I heard you got good cheesecake, and yeah, try our fruit tart too." I know, Gilly. I know
Eh.
fruit tart. But then the next episode is just them cuddling. What? What happened?
I'm wondering if the cuddling thing was just something they were saying to fuck with Hori. Because I do agree, I don't see them cuddling after everything that happened, so I think they
The,
might just
pro-
be messing.
the problem is that you know how Miyamura is though. If it was a joke, he would have like stepped it back and said it was.
But he didn't, right?
Yeah, Miyamura didn't. He would have like said it was a joke if it was.
Not even Miyamura. Fucking Tanihara is just he like bashfully looked away, blushing a little bit. I'm like, what is happening? When did this happen?
I think the honestly, I think in that whole scene, the joking part of it had to be like the joke about just how Hori was acting and her severe insecurities.
Miyamura,
She's
you can.
okay. She's okay with Miyamura leaving her for a girl, but no, a guy would make her feel horrible.
No, she even said like you can spend your time with other girls. I can take that. I can understand. But if you leave me for another man, my heart I don't think my heart can take it. And I'm like, first of all, Horimiya, interesting. Second of all, what? I mean, you're in high school. I get it. Experiment, have fun. But it just came out of left field for me. I'm used to this show setting everything up so well. We'll get to episode 11 in a few minutes. But it's just when something like this gets brought up, it threw me for a loop.
We still haven't seen that teacher again since episode 1.
That's true.
He got fired.
Probably, honestly. Knowing Hori, she probably, spoke with the principal.
Or killed him herself.
Nah, I feel like she went like, let's take a trip to the principal's office and have a have a what's the name of them? Like, it's something counseling meeting. I'm blanking on the name.
So we should
Relationship
have a
counseling?
teacher conference.
Yeah. Meep, I think the words you're looking for is calling the police.
Yes.
Is that a weed? No, it's a crayon. I'm calling the police.
Is that a weed?
Do we have anything to say about the sadness?
It's. I mean, I kind of said it in the beginning. Before I get back to the full on sadness, I also want to say Yuki's sister is kind of awful. Like, I get it. She does care about her sister, but she kind of sucks.
I'm trying to remember what her sister did that episode. She gave her sister a kick in the ass to be, go to school, be functioning, to be functioning.
Yeah, but that part was good. The all the other times she's talking about how unattractive Yuki is. When Yanagi comes up to her, she's like, "You want to date my sister?" She's like so ugly compared to you. And then on top of that, she's like constantly talking about how Yuki is just like no good, like her eyebrows are too thin. And I'm just like, "Yo, bitch, what the fuck you? Like you're awful. Like you're kind of probably one of the reasons why Yuki is like this." And even when she gave her a kick in the ass, she was just like, "Yeah, you've always been like this, even since you were a little girl. Like, I hated it. You constantly like, I could never have my way because I would if I did anything you wanted to do, you'd start crying about it." And I'm like, Yuki needed to hear that part, but everything else is just ugh.
I shrug. The most experience I've ever had with siblings is, uh, I can barely remember any. So, because they all live 4 hours away from me.
I don't know, man. when your
That
sibling is
motivates
tearing you down so much, when people in your own home are tearing you down so much, it really puts you at a disadvantage for mental health.
well. Sweats.
Yeah. Also, the still I'm using right now for Yuki, like, the girl is troubled, and they're kind of like other people have had issues too. Like Remy has had a lot of questionable behavior to the point where I like really disliked her. That one episode kind of brought her around for me, but like she's still like nowhere near my favorite characters. Miyamura has really dark things, but like the show treats his trauma and his mental health with a lot of care and compassion. And like I feel like Horimiya's is also like sorry, not Horimiya. Hori's is also like treated with a lot more compassion.
Because they're the main characters.
Good point. Good point. Yeah, that kind of pulls the rug under my. That kind of pulls the rug up out of my feet.
They're gonna have a lot more focus and care and compassion put into like their trauma because they are the main characters. I will say with other characters, they don't treat it as kindly, but they don't. I don't think they treat it as poorly as they could. They just don't really give it the same kind of growth, and the other characters are growing at a much slower pace if some of them are just halted in growing altogether.
We felt that way
Our main
about.
char- our main characters are developing along quite well, but a lot of our side characters not as much. I think of
Yeah,
the side characters, the ones we've witnessed actually grow was, well, not even fully, but a little bit, was Ishikawa.
yeah. The side characters were less seeing character development and are more getting that we're exploring their characters and how they are like.
I don't know, man. It feels like the show is a lot. I agree, Gilly. You're right. They are main characters, but even like with these side characters, personalities and flaws and problems, uh, it just feels like Yuki is like the show is so much less sympathetic and empathetic to Yuki. Like fucking Tanihara like was a terrible fucking shit to Miyamura, and they kind of rolled over that, and the things that are Yuki doing, the angles, the way the sound cues and everything. I just maybe I'm compensating, maybe I'm projecting. It just feels like Yuki's getting like vilified for her problems where other people have been getting a pass. Not by the characters, but by the show itself.
Maybe because Yuki's are a bit more self-destructive than the other characters. Because her problems are, well, they are caused by others. She's also being very self-destructive to herself,
That's true.
and not just to herself. In some cases, she actions greatly hurt Sakura this episode.
Broke my heart, man. I don't know about you two, but I fucking cried with Sakura when she just broke down.
I didn't cry, but I felt horrible. I just felt so bad because you see the guy look outside, then Toru and Yuki hold him. It's like, oh man, like,
I
and I
don't.
understand when.
I was gonna say the moment with Sakura and the class president was really nice, though. How much he cares. He cares so much for his friends.
Yeah,
Just that lingering line that there's no bad. It hurts even more because there are no bad guys in this situation, and that's true because like Sakura, I got goosebumps right now. It's
I feel like there's maybe one party that's a little bit at fault.
sure Yuki's a little bit less innocent, but at the same time, she's been having this developing relationship with um, Toru, and Sakura kind of came into that. So I have to agree with the Prez. There, it's just there's no one to blame.
But you don't handle that by lying to someone. Instead of just going, I mean, we aren't, but I do like him. And I understand that's not something someone can easily admit, but I don't know, just doesn't sit right with me that, the lie is sort of what. I guess at the end, Toru also would have turned her down anyways, but still.
I'm not defending Yuki's actions. I do agree that she is wrong for what she did. What I'm saying is they're both lying to each other as well in both ways, that they are together and that they're not together, and both of those are a lie. They're complicated. Toru and Yuki are complicated. But yes, that does not excuse what Yuki did, and it was good to see Sakura smile in episode 11.
Yeah.
Sakura had a real cry. Like, she had, like, even the president said, I don't think I've seen someone my age break down crying like that ever in my life. And I'm like, yeah, dude, it really hurts for her. And girl, I feel you, Sakura. Mm,
Do you think Sakura and Yanagi are gonna get together, or do you think they're gonna both of them are gonna stay single?
I don't know. It's
I think we're safe to move on to episode 11 now.
yeah, we could. To answer your question, I don't know if I can see Sakura and Yanagi together. The thing is, though, I actually think Toru Yuki and Toru Sakura are both would those both would be they'd make good couples.
Yeah. So the first half with of episode 11 with the snowflake transitions, was I the only one that felt a bit jarred by?
Yeah, I figured someone was gonna bring this up.
I understand they were probably chapters that wouldn't fit well into like a full length one third of the episode story. It still just felt sort of weird because it felt like it was rushing through story after story. Like, it, and Miyamura in one of them kind of felt weird to me.
But first of all, I didn't even recognize Miyamura in the first frame of in the first opening scene of the show. Like I'm like, he felt off model. But yeah, Gilly, did the fucking transitioning snowflake scenes also like catch you off guard? Because I'll speak later. But yeah,
Not really.
you didn't find it jarring?
I don't have any issue with it.
Hmm.
Like the snowflake transition itself, it was the stories that they told. They felt they didn't to me they didn't feel like they had the same charm of the show. Some of them I just wasn't interested in, and then there was the one with Miyamura and Yanagi that felt really weird to me. Miyamura felt acting not like himself for that one.
I don't know if I agree with you on that, but I do agree that the transitioning scenes were weird. I don't know why they started it. Um, I like my first thought. I remember it was like, are people unable to keep up with the transitions? Like, has there been like a like public feedback that a lot of people can't tell what's happening in the show because stories would transition so often? Which I hope is not the case. Meep, your take on it is probably more likely because it was instead it was 3 chapters, it was like 3 small mini stories, and then like one mid chapter and then one longer chapter, which I think was done really well. It's just I would hate to see this transitioning scene effect take place for the last. Oh shit! Do we only have one
Yeah.
episode left?
Two.
Yes,
No, there's
13
two.
episodes.
Yeah, 13 has. Yeah,
The
Horimiya has 13 episodes.
Yay!
I think
I think part of what was probably difficult is, from what I can see, I think they are just trying to finish off all of Horimiya within these 13 episodes, and I think they're just trying to pack things in. They might have been trying to pack some things in, which doesn't always work out great.
I hope they don't just jam pack the next two episodes. I think it worked really well here, and I might as well get into it now. Um, I I really liked the narrative and story structure, the storyboard for this episode because all those little things kind of set up, reintroduced. It kind of like set up a bunch of things that we were going to see pay off for this episode, which is Shu and his sister. Because like the first thing set up Shu as an older brother, right? And like introduced that.
We're
Uh,
gonna see green-haired boy actually have something.
Holy shit! Talk
Glow
about a
up.
glow up, huh?
He
Was that what?
from being the
That was
character that just existed to actually having like depth and personality and a backstory.
that what those transition like stills were for? Because a lot of them had to do with Shu.
Maybe
Like
the show has
that.
done
That
meta better than this though. Visual meta better than this like snowflake. Because like yes,
right.
the ending we had them standing in this like warm sunset snowflake field, wishing that they were closer, not realizing how close they are, and misrepresenting each other's eclecticism as hating one another with all the snowflakes around them. And I thought that was cute enough, but sorry, go on. I think I cut you off.
I was just gonna say because now I'm thinking about it, most of the snowflake transition stories this episode had to do with Shu in some way.
I think pretty much everything had to do with Shu.
If maybe that's why they did it is that they wanted to before they set up Shu they wanted to get out what his character is.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I really loved this episode's storyboarding and narrative structure because they talked about like yeah, Gilly, like what a fucking glow up, right? The most non-character became like a fantastic character in one episode, and you love to see it happen. They introduced a bunch of different characters and their personality types, including obviously Shu, but also the the small gay or bisexual girl. Can't tell anymore. Her relationship with Miyamura is completely different than when we last saw her, and I really enjoyed her.
Really
She still,
hangs off of him.
oh, it was so cute. They like we talked about this on her debut episode, right, Gilly? Like they were going to develop this brother sister relationship, and her being anxious around people and men and holding on to Miyamura's arm was adorable.
Yeah, it was really nice.
I'm sorry. I'm a sucker for cute like shy adorableness and just her doing that. I'm just like so cute. But yeah, we had two things come up in this episode, right? We had Yanagi's personality, which I actually really enjoyed him and Miyamura's relationship. I Yanagi is just such a good boy, and I love that Yanagi and Miyamura are friends, but also pretty boy rivals. I think it's great.
It's okay. I gotta say about Yanagi, I didn't. This show has a whole thing about making you think a character's a one-off, and then they come back to stay. They really like to use their characters. They don't like. They don't really do many throwaways.
No reason to really. Each they do the show
Except the
does
teacher.
characters. What were you saying, me?
I say except the teacher. Though who knows, maybe episode 13 will be the jail episode
Oh my god.
where Kyosuke goes into the jail cell and beats him with a metal rod. Oh, that's right. You don't like the character. Kyosuke is Hori's dad.
Yeah, I'm not a. His shtick wore off, which is why I'm glad we've gotten two episodes without him.
I feel bad for the man. It feels like his family doesn't like him.
They either need to they need to go into it or pull back, and it seems
What?
like they're pulling back.
The thing with Hori's dad. So obviously she has like some sort of negative feelings towards him. There, her mother just seems kind of indifferent, and we haven't seen her younger brother really interact with him, which makes me wonder if he even really knows his dad that well.
That's because he's really young, right? Like he's
Yeah,
in
he's very
daycare.
young. He's a little kid, so it makes me wonder, like, does he even really know much about his dad? Is this like having a stranger come into the house?
I he
And that's when it gets
That comes into
depressing
the
to
house.
think about it that way.
yeah.
Oh, the
That
stranger that
also
comes into the house gives me little brothers, then leaves for cigarettes for 10 years.
that does make sense. Why? What's his name? Sora? Soda?
Soda without an
Yeah.
H.
I didn't say it this time. I didn't say it this time. It
You wanted.
does kind of explain why Soda was so quick to take to Miyamura, because like absent dad issues, and also makes it extra sad why Soda's like, please don't take my sister. If you leave and she leaves, all I have is my mom. And I'm like, oh, me boy.
And mom works all day.
Yeah, he doesn't even have his mom. Oh, me boy.
They need to get. I think they need to get an animal. That'd keep the house lively while people are away.
Yeah, how to fix a relationship. Have a child. No, don't do that.
An animal isn't
he
a
he
child,
said an
Dalaran.
animal, Dalaran. There's some. Do you need to admit something here?
No. Millennials and Zillennials, we don't do children anymore. We just have fur babies.
Well, yes, because animals are less demanding and honestly more fulfilling in some cases. At least a dog is guaranteed to love you. A child is a bit of a 50-50.
I mean, also depends on the parent, but you know what? I digress. So, do we want to talk about Yanagi or do we want to talk about Shin? Shen? Okay.
I'm not sure.
Yo, what a fucking glow up Shen had in this episode. My god. That scene where we see him angry saying, which teacher is laughing at you? Bring him over. I'll beat the shit out of him. And it didn't feel like a different character. You know? Like, it still felt like the same character, but my god, did they fucking bring someone out of the woodwork in this one, guys.
Yeah.
But my god,
Yeah,
is
it
he
felt.
fucking annoying in school.
Oh yeah, I feel like he exerts all of his energy at school and just ends up being really mellow at home. Like fucking Sawada yelled at him twice for being so annoying.
Even Sakura told him he's annoying.
Ah man, I I actually like the scene of Remy with Yanagi going bye bye. Yeah, bye. No, bye bye. Just I actually really like Remy. I know you don't like her, but I like her.
Fucking Remy's an oppressive girl. Bye bye, Yanagi-san. Right. Jane. Bye bye, Yanagi-san.
She really got the
Bye
best of me.
bye, Yanagi-san. Fucking. I will say, one thing I really do like about Remy is her gremlin chibi face. The show does the shift of animation to like little chibis really well. And Remy's probably my favorite. Because she is such head empty energy.
Yeah, she
Do you
really
have to
is.
agree?
I mean, yeah, I mean that's about it, right? Like Yanagi's such a good being. He's quickly warmed up to the group, making I almost called him Itadori. Miyamura self-conscious, and then because Yanagi's also a dumbass, he's like, don't worry, Miyamura, I'm not gonna take them away from you. And everyone's like, what is he talking about, Miyamura? And Miyamura's just like, run away. This show's good.
Pretty boy number 2 has entered the fray.
And everyone admits that he is the prettiest of boys.
It's so good. I love this show.
It's a really good show.
It's a really good show. I always save it for last, not just because it's the last on our list, but also because no matter what, I know I'm gonna turn on this episode. I'm gonna be like, all right, what you got for me today? Am I going to just enjoy this wholesome episode? Am I going to cry, or am I just going to say, what the fuck, Hori?
Is this gonna be another episode where Hori is in this episode? Is Hori gonna want Miyamura to just deck her in the face?
Honestly, I think Miyamura wanted to deck Yanagi in the face.
Yeah.
And with a fourth, yeah, do we want to hold up cards?
Sure.
I'm gonna fuck this episode. I'm gonna fuck this I love this show. It's just fun to watch. And like these last 2 episodes had so much less focus on our main characters, and I really appreciate that.
You're
It really
right.
it looked at a lot of other characters instead of our main people. They were there. They were there in both episodes, but they weren't a focus. And I appreciate that this show likes to do that a lot. It has all these characters. It doesn't like to throw them away, and it likes to give them things dedicated to them. Like it looks at its cast and it's just like you're gonna get to do something this time.
Yee. It's a lot of fun. I'm also gonna fuck this episode. It was really like these 2 episodes were good. The snowflake transitionings did throw me off a bit, but it's fine. I still enjoyed the episodes overall, and I'm gonna give this show the fuck.
Yeah, in case the last thing I said about the show and how I view it didn't give my vote away, also, big resounding fuck. Um, this show's really good, man. I love. What are the 2 things the 3 things I love? Pretty backgrounds, gorgeous animation, and characters. This show understands how to do characters. Like Gilly said, it's I normally notice this thing, but until you said it just now, Gilly, I didn't even realize that we shifted the focus off of Horimiya. I think that's a good thing that I didn't notice, because I didn't lose any interest in the show because it continued doing what it does well, and that is display characters interacting with other characters. I agree with you, Meep, though. While I really like how they did episode 11, I mean, I'm fucking both episodes. I think they're both great. 10, if a show leaves me in tears, and not forced tears or cheated tears, but like genuine tears, good on you. But episode 11, I like how they did the episode. Again, the narrative structure and storyboarding I thought was really good. Not a fan of the screen transitions, like, at all. It completely broke up the flow for me, like the way the show normally gets to like run. I like that it's like flipping through chapters of a manga where you're just continuing this continuous story. Redundant, I know, but regardless, um, loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. Really glad we saw all the different sides of Shu. He has been the heel of our jokes for the last 3-4 episodes, and I love this look into him. We didn't really talk about his sister much. I think it's great to see a sibling relationship explored like this. That overall scene of him kind of being the dad. Like, we don't know their family situation, but him kind of being the dad, newspaper and all, newspaper and sweater vest and all, with her, and the grades. Him, linking her up with Horimiya. The show's great. I love the show.
This is a realization that I'm having now that you're saying this. But Shu has been the butt of our jokes the past few episodes because they've been showing him, but and they've been showing him. They've had him appearing, but like they've only brought up his name once before this, and then he just sort of was there. Now that I'm thinking about it, do you think the reason that they were making us actually pay attention to the fact that he was always in the background was to set us up to like, hey, look, he's a person?
If they did, well
They've
done
been
show.
drawing us to him like subconsciously.
What I really think is that since this is adapting the manga, according like you said, this is adapting the manga very religiously, for lack of a better term, like page
Yes.
by page, chapter by chapter.
Yeah, it's I as far as I can tell, they've left out very, very little.
Yeah, faithfully. There we go. That's the word. Not religiously, faithfully.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and very faithful.
and just because of that, I think the safer bet is that the writers or writer made Shu didn't know what the fuck to do with him until this moment, and then boom, Shu backstory. That being said, it would be funny if they specifically like slowly just dangled Shu every here and then, only for like knowing that I'll say this. Because it's adapting the manga, they probably knew that Shu's chapter is coming up, so they probably, in the way that he was introduced and the humor, probably were setting him up for this. Very, very possible.
He was always there in the background. Mr. Green
Screaming,
Hair, Toru's friend.
screaming for Toru.
That was his thing. He just yells for Toru.
Off screen.
And then slowly he was on screen, and then they were at a karaoke bar, and now he has an entire backstory
and like
and
that, he is my
personality.
and like that, he is my third favorite character in the show. Holy shit.
But just this whole it has felt like a weird build up with him though, because like since the first time we started noticing him, he has like progressively shown more on the screen.
But they never
He,
really did anything.
yeah, they didn't do anything with it, but like the first time we really noticed him was him yelling at Toru, and then he started like actually like being in scenes but not really adding much.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just kept slowly doing more with him until this point. But it was never anything big. It was always just like he had a couple more lines. He he did something with Ishikawa. Like it was like little tiny things, and then all of a sudden this.
I think this is one of my favorite episodes too. Not the screen transitions, definitely keep it from the favorite episode. Um, Shoot, what was my favorite episode? I think it was like episode 9. I think 9 or 8. But this is really good. And honestly, if this show is doing what you just said, Gilly, it was doing, uh, there might be a joint mayor. Can't see too much. Mum's the word, but fucking hell, this is great.
No,
I can't
Mom
afford.
can't.
Yeah, I can't afford another limited edition, collector's edition fucking anime box set. I have to decide between Wonder Egg or Akudama Drive, but damn it all, is this like making me want to look into it?
Just have them ship you a box of the manga.
It's a good way to go.
I feel like actually getting the manga for Horimiya is a better. Like I love this show, but I think actually getting the manga to have on a shelf is better for this.
Yeah, especially the way the manga does it.
Yeah, I think that would honestly be better. I do love it. I absolutely love this show, but I think that would be better if you were gonna like want to get this stuff, get stuff for it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't afford the $120 animes right now. It's too much.
just bootleg all of it. Got your bootlegs, animes over here.
Just burn CDs like we used to in the early 2000s and late 90s.
Yes. I got it in I got it in 240p.
Horimiya is actually not getting a collector's edition. They're not getting a limited edition Blu-ray release. And however, like it's like $40 for 4,000 yen for the volume 1 of it, but there you go.
Neat.
Neat. But yeah, that's been our 2 weeks of anime. God bless the fact that we have 3 shows only, because ugh. Is Meep dead?
He could be.
Oh fuck. Can't believe it. Oh fuck. I can't believe Tellus
No, I was letting you gush about it.
Oh, okay.
I really enjoyed this week's anime too. Well, guys, nothing died this week.
Yeah.
Do we want to do a little bit of a graveyard tour?
If anyone watched anything, it's been a tough week for me, so I haven't seen. I've watched Spider. That's right.
Before we do, I just want to say something that I was posting in like the general while we were talking while I was looking at stuff. The fact that the English voice actor for Brawler is also the English voice actor for Toru and Hawks from My Hero. So Brawler and Toru are the same fucking person.
I mean, I see what you posted, and the fact that the voice for Shu and Hacker
is also Cliff from fucking Kuma 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 Bear. Those
oh
are his
my
only
god.
roles. Those are his only roles.
What a fucking range on this guy. Good for you, Mr. Chang Y.
Y Chang.
Y Chang, yeah. Welcome to the world of anime. You've earned it.
He's only done 3 like noted anime voice acting roles, and this is the English, and it's fucking Hacker, Shu, and Cliff. I mean, hey, whatever.
Well, I think I can start with Code Blacko. So I finished watching Code Black, episodes 10 and 11. So in episode 10 and 11, the main character starts going into cardiac arrest because one of his valves gets clogged.
Fucking finally.
And after almost dying from a heart attack, the defibrillator brings him back to life, and he starts getting a wake-up call, and the body starts getting better. However, at the end of the season, or at the end of the last episode, there's an after credits where he apparently goes and donates blood and white blood cells. He donates red and white blood.
He donates blood.
cells, and our main blood cells. Yeah, he donates blood, and red blood cell and white blood cell are sent to a new body that is even worse than the last.
Yeah,
so there's supposedly a season 2, which I'm not sure how I feel about. I would have been okay if this one ended here. Been a little self-contained story.
Yeah, I don't remember if you brought this up last time we did on our last episode of FMK, or this is just something we discussed in passing, but in case it was the latter, yeah, I don't want more, and that sounds even more miserable and fucking just mean-spirited, so homie should have died. Homie should have just had a heart attack, and then the show would have looked in the camera and said, "Don't smoke, kids. You'll end up like him."
I liked the fact that he started getting better. I'm not a big fan of them going to a new body where there's going to be a love triangle with a new white blood cell, our old white blood cell, and the red blood cell boy.
How dare you?
I looked a bit into the manga, and they've gone through 4 different bodies in the manga, and there's a love triangle.
I am looking up this new white blood cell waifu because As far as I'm concerned, our original was the best. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, okay. A more spunky, like a younger, flatter white blood cell with a square. You know what? I don't care. Show's dead for a reason. If you enjoy it, I'm glad. There's nothing wrong with the show. I just think like, hey, you know what? Not for me.
From what I can tell, all the white blood cells in the other body are young because they have to churn out white blood cells as fast as they can because they keep dying.
That's fucking sad.
Other than that, I finished Golden Kamuy season 3. It's really good. I'm continuing to hold the gun to Dell until he watches it,
I don't have time.
and I've been keeping up with the Doctor Stone dub.
Is good. Is good.
It is good, yes.
Hmm. How about you, Gilly? Any corpses you wish to rattle?
No, not really.
Fair enough. The one thing I watched over these last 2 weeks was Spider because me and my friend they insist I continue watching it with them. Uh, I it has to be Stockholm Syndrome. I'm actually enjoying the show. I still don't give a fuck. I could not care less about any of the other characters, but damn it all, do I like watching this spider become an OP piece of shit? It's a little overlordy where it's like you see the villain kind of become this presence, but you're also kind of rooting for them. But at least here we get to see Spider grow and become powerful. She's going after the Earth Dragons now in the lowest sanctum, Mister Wibbly Crystal Butt, Earth Dragon, and it's just man. There's four spiders now. No wait, yes. I can't tell if there's four or five spiders. I no longer remember.
I mean, the opening theme only ever had 4 total. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's actual spider, and then the one with the with the fighter band, the magic, the witch hat, and the like nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's four. It's four. Also, Gilly. Not this latest episode, but the one before. They finally put subs on the ending theme, so we know what she's singing about. And it's pretty much the whole season that we've seen thus far, plus a little bit of her own personality. And then the last episode, the latest episode, didn't have the ending. So,
It's a show I want to watch, but I don't know when I'll be able to watch it.
it's fine. Wait until it comes out because it's very bingeable.
Yeah, it's one of many shows I'm probably just gonna binge all the way through. Spider, King's Raid, uh, 3.12, the fucking volleyball.
Keep forgetting about that. I still just want to see JoJo's volleyball.
It like I only ever saw the first episode, but it was really good. I just need to sit down and well, at this point, I'm not gonna sit down. I'm gonna wait, and I'm just gonna watch the whole thing.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's just about done.
Yeah.
Watch Spider. I think you'll get a kick out of it. If it was still alive, it would absolutely be our Kuma Bear of this season. Instead, we have Skate and really wholesome Horimiya.
Yeah.
Already.
Speaking of Kuma Bear,
Oh?
I was looking at English voice actors again.
Oh, okay.
The English voice actor for Yuna. There's only one other role that stands out to me, and it makes me a little uncomfortable.
Why?
The other role that stands out to me is a character from One Piece called Sadie, which is her name is Sadie, which is supposed to represent sadist or sadism, because
Oh,
she likes to whip people. She likes it a lot.
the world of One Piece is so lost for me.
Uh, that's that whole character, and the fact that the English voice actress for her is also the English voice actress for Yuna is weird to me, and at the same time really fitting.
Strangely enough, though, I think that fucking hacker Shu and the Lord in from Kuma Bear being the same voice actor is still weirder to me than that.
It is. It is quite strange.
Once again, good job, Y Chang.
You've only
Hold
had
on, I
three
thought
roles ever, and they've all been interesting and very different.
wasn't Cliff the guy who was cucking his best friend, his dead best? Or was
No,
that?
that was
No,
someone else.
Cliff Futurese is the Lord.
Redheaded
Oh,
Lord with the drill hair princess.
Yeah.
does it say anything about that show to me that I don't remember who this
Yeah, it says that you don't like Moe, Meep.
character
We get
is?
it. I love
I'm
that.
trying so hard to
I
remember.
love that no matter how long this show will go on, Meep will probably never get over his like resentment of Kuma Bear.
Someday you'll know when the second season comes out.
It upsets me that I can forget what's happened, but I can't forget my anger of the show.
The images will pass, but the feelings they stay.
Oh,
Like it's that
actually,
feeling of
they actually have given a expected release date for season two.
Is it autumn?
when
Winter, December 23rd.
Oh wow, they're taking their time with it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's a whole year away. But guys, do we want to start wrapping up?
sure thing. I've been Meep, also known as No More Wisdom
No more
Teeth
wisdom
Delay,
teeth.
joined by my
77.
co-hosts Gilly and Dalaron.
Hello.
Yes.
Gilly, go first, cause sirens.
First doing what?
Just saying
Oh
bye.
no, Dalaron is Adam.
Huh?
I'm. Well, I've been Gilly. I'm kind of sad that the voice actor for Adam and Hisoka aren't the same characters, but aren't the same people. But I can live with it.
In Japanese or in English?
Both.
Ah,
It's,
surprise.
it's not on either side, and it makes me sad because they do sound very similar to me too. But whatever.
For me, it will still. I never watched Hunter x Hunter. For me, it will still always be Dio. Adam is Dio, and honestly, that's a great fucking typecast.
I need to.
But
I need to
yeah.
sit. I'm probably gonna do that tonight. Actually,
Hmm.
I'm gonna bully him into watching JoJo's with me.
Oh, nice, 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 nice.
I mean, I
As
can't go to work. Still recovering. I can't eat.
so, what else is there to do? JoJo's. But yeah, as always, I've been Dalaron Quest. If you're watching us live, thank you for being here. If you're not, catch us going live Mondays or Tuesdays. Check the Discord out in the description, or just follow along our Twitters and see what we're up to. But we're going live Mondays or Tuesdays over at twitch.tv/Dalaron Quest. That's DALARON Quest. You can follow the Twitter by the same name, because I'm new to Twitter. But otherwise, this has been fun. I'm glad that we were able to do 2 weeks in one. I'm really glad we only have 3 shows.
Yeah. It's partly why. Although I will know by the time we have our list of shows for next season whether or not we're going to do our retrospective and award ceremony in the same week.
Oh gods, no, that sounds like fucking hell.
Well, it's either that or we do 20 episodes in one show.
That, again, that sounds like hell. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Bye, guys.
Boy.